Welcome to Fourth and John Sunday Dinner, aka Quarantine Stream Live. Again, we're here with the boys, just talking about Eagles topics, catching up, seeing how everyone's doing. Gentlemen, how you guys been today, or been this last couple weeks?
Been hanging on. It's tough without sports, but we're slowly getting back to normal, man. All the sports seem to have fallen into a sort of groove where they can kind of figure it out. Things are looking up. But other than that, I'm doing okay. I got a foot infection. That's where I'm at right now.
Yo, Evan, he throws his a shot in the group
right
chat
out the
on
chute.
his foot. He's like, yo, I think I got an infection. I'm like, word. And then we see the foot. I was like, what kind of infection you got? And he shows us his foot. It looks okay.
Yeah,
right?
It's all right. I'll get through. I went through the hiking. I went hiking in the woods, and I ended up coming back scratching. Long story short, I'll be all right. I'll make it.
That's good.
How you fellas
You
doing?
go
Though?
hiking in the woods barefoot?
No, man. I went on a really rainy day, and I was going through some thick stuff, and I think that like the water might have carried, it down my leg into my socks and whatnot.
Sounds real creepy. I'm actually in the middle of a move. I'm actually moving from
dude.
Right outside New York City to I'm moving to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Very
So
nice.
I drove by Lehigh Field just to get that nostalgic feeling.
I was gonna say.
I saw Trey Thomas. He was talking about like just reminiscent of Lehigh, and I was like, dude, I was just driving across by the field the other day. So I'll be in between Bethlehem and Wilmington, Delaware, just checking in on my pops, and my girl's family lives in Bethlehem. So there's no need to be around New York City when you work from home. So it's gonna be a different type of atmosphere. But
You gonna miss the New York skyline?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, man. It never gets old, man.
I
But
got you.
Bethlehem, PA, it is for now. Trox, how you doing? Looking tan.
Doing well. Spending a lot of time outside, and took my son to the shore on Friday for his birthday. I now have a teenager of my 3.
Congratulations.
So, yeah,
Man, good
getting
luck.
up there in age. Yeah, exactly. Good luck.
That's where I got mischievous.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm glad they didn't have cell phones when I was that age.
Yeah, the thoughts that are going through his head right now, man.
Yep. That's why I'm not saying much. But overall, I'm thirsty for football, gentlemen. I don't know about you guys. I feel deprived, not knowing what is going on at the link right now. I'm thirsty, but at the same time, I don't know what the hell to think. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but
Positive thoughts. Think of positive thoughts.
It's like the top secret training camp of all time in Philadelphia. You don't know what's going on out there. We get little bits, little tastes, little clips.
I know.
But we still don't know much,
to
so.
reporting from.
Yo, it's Trax reporting from Novacare Complex today.
It's a shame, man.
No Trox in the bushes.
I've made a couple drive-bys, and they're not there. They're in the link. They're doing everything in the link. They're not doing much over there, so I can't get anything from the bushes, brother. I can't. It sucks. I will figure it out, though. I will.
I mean, hopefully you get in some other bushes. But Sam, how you doing out there? I know Sam's down in Florida.
Yeah, just trying to enjoy this 100-degree weather while I can. Not really able to do anything, but have made it to the beach a couple times. 3 weeks until football, though. I'm just trying to buckle down, get ready for the season to start.
Can you believe it's that close?
Oh, I'm so happy. It's been a tough 6 months trying to, especially in COVID times with nobody knows what's going on. So we're just grateful that we have football, presumably, as long as we have it until someone screws up.
Hey,
and
I mean that's
knock on wood.
I mean, Prime actually he gave the exact number on that.
24 days. Darius Slay days.
24 days.
So
we're down here. We're living. Just trying to do it one day at a time.
Now, Prime, how you doing, man? Hanging in there?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Actually, just looking forward to. Well, I'm glad that we actually got back together. I was actually looking forward to today. This morning, didn't have no baseball game. It got rained out, so. But it gave me the opportunity to catch up on the man cave because that's my biggest goal right now. 24 days left, trying to get ready for this first game of the season.
It's looking tight.
Yeah, I'm on a mission myself. The countdown is pretty serious for me because can't be at the stadium. So all I asked was, God, give me football. I'll handle the rest, and that's my goal right now. Is just to get this man cave ready for everybody.
It looks legit. And if you guys, we've been getting quick glimpses of his man cave. It looks legit. But Jimmy, Jimmy, how you doing, man? I know you're up in near northern PA.
Yeah, man. Just trying to enjoy my time, getting out in the mountains, doing things, trying to avoid people.
Poison ivy too.
Yeah, I avoid all that, all bears, any kind of wolves. I mean, we do what I can, but spending time with the family, just enjoying that time and also buckling down on some football stuff like these gentlemen all said. I'm thirsty. I cannot wait for football to come back. So I'm just hoping that everything works out and yep, we're just moving along, so I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
I know, I know there's flyers going on, like I don't really do that I don't really do that hockey. I appreciate Flyer fans and, all their love for the Flyers. I mean, they're finally winning and they're in a position to make it deep into the playoffs, right, guys? Or win it all, right?
It had to have guys prior to quarantine, and they're coming out hot again. I mean, they did get blasted the other night. That was completely uncharacteristic.
Well, that is the most I've heard Gail talk about hockey in my life.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the first and only time, but we wanted to give you guys y'all some Eagles content before the game started. Just some of the things that we were kind of thinking about over the last couple of weeks. One topic that was fresh in my mind is you saw Kittle, you saw Kelsey get their contracts. Now a man by the name of Zach Ertz. It's interesting. Does Zach Ertz? Recently there was a quote from saying that there's potential that he could have a contract. Kittle was the one that broke the news, saying that a contract could be looming for Zach Ertz. And obviously we all know what Kittle brings to the table, blocking wise, him making plays in the passing game and running game. We know what Jason Kelsey's brother does in the passing game. He's a playmaker at tight end, but like Zach Ertz brings a little bit of nuance to the passing game, but he's also like a dependable player. Now, is Zach Ertz the type of player that should retire as a Philadelphia Eagle? I put something recently out there on the timeline, and people were like, I don't see him retiring. If they could trade Brian Dawkins and Zach Ertz, his time could be numbered. Like, how do we feel about Zach Ertz moving? Like, is he the type of guy that ends up retiring a Philadelphia Eagle and just shuts it down once he gets into his 30s?
Man, that is a really loaded question because, like, you look at the factors, like you said, about his contract, and I believe he's got 2 years left, right?
Yes.
Before remaining on this deal. So the way that I look at it is it really is dependent. His future is dependent on how much Dallas Goedert might progress in this offense. I mean, if Dallas Goedert really explodes on the scene, I think Zach Ertz, ultimately, if he ends up leaving the Eagles at some point, he's going to come back and retire as an Eagle, to answer that question. But if Dallas Goedert really proves his worth over these next 2 years and he earns a deal, he's a younger guy. If he can block better than Zach and be an elite playmaker, they might end up, moving on beyond him.
I feel
that's
that
a downfall, I think.
I definitely feel that he earned that privilege to go ahead and retire as an Eagle. I mean, the guy gives 110%. That's what we always want. That's our expectation. I mean, let's go back to Dawkins. I mean, God, we all hurt when that happened. And, I mean, I don't know. He's not a Dawkins. He's not at that level when it comes to the leadership and everything. I don't want to touch on the subject, but I'm just saying, like, Ertz definitely is a key factor here. So for him to, finish his career as an Eagle, yeah, absolutely. And anything that could keep Julia around too, I'm with it.
Oh, this guy.
I'll be the negative one. I don't think he finishes his career as an Eagle. Just because
you don't
of what
think
you said,
even
Evan.
if he leaves the team, he doesn't end up signing like a one-day contract later in his career and just calling it quits here? after bringing Philadelphia.
Now
its
you're
first
bringing up
Super
another
Bowl?
subject. I think those are the dumbest things ever. Yeah, I'm going to sign a one-day contract just so I can retire as a whatever. The Phillies do it all the time. Like, are you kidding me? You got rid of him, he's gone. But no, I think his blocking is what's really going to affect him down the road. You're going to give him another contract and still have that as a liability. I think Goddard can do it all, but it's still. Are you saying Goddard still hasn't proved? I would say yes, but I think he could prove. I think
he hasn't. Goddard really hasn't proven that he can match Ertz's production yet at this point. Ertz is the most reliable, hands-wise tight end that we've had as long as I've been alive. Really, his hands are unmatched among other tight ends we've had. Except that one lacking factor is his physicality, is his ability to break tackles and block. And so that could be a thing that ultimately the Eagles weigh their options and be like, we got Dallas Goedert. We could sign him now, extend him, and then we can end up drafting another younger tight end and just repeat the cycle. Now,
if in terms of Zach Ertz getting that contract, right now he's at a reasonable price here. Let's see, hold on one moment. Kittle's making 15 mil. Kelsey's averaging 14.3 mil. And we all know in this room that Zach Ertz he's right up in the top three. Gronkowski's back in the picture. We still don't know what Gronk is after taking a year off or so, but Zach
Ertz,
partying
hard.
He's at a respectable 8.5 per year average. So we definitely got to hopefully bump that up. Most receptions, shout out to Word on the Birds, most receptions in Eagle history. Zach Ertz is about to break that Harold Carmichael record at the number one spot if he has a healthy season last year. So, I mean, you got to think, what is the going rate for Zach Ertz in a new contract that should be looming according to Kittles?
At least 13 or 14 mil, you would have to think. Can we afford that right now?
Well, I think that's the thing where you got to give him a new contract now because, I saw someone posted like, oh, what a horrible time, for tight ends to be getting, money right now when we need to give Ertz. Well, the thing is, if you give him a new contract and restructure him, maybe you can put that on the back end and make that, a problem for a later date and actually help yourself the next couple of years in the cap situation. So, yeah, he should make around 13, 14 mil. I agree with Sam, but definitely try to backload that, give a lot of guaranteed money for the next couple of years and help us out. I'd like to see that this year.
Sorry. Shout out to Em in the chat on Facebook. She says 3 years, 36 mil, 12 mil a year.
Yeah, that's it. I think one thing to consider as well is how every year when the contracts are signed and it just continues to inflate every single season, right? The cap number goes up. All these players every year are making more money for their position than they were making the year previous. With this season in particular, this could be an outlier where the NFL as a total, since they can't have fans in the stands, they can't generate as much money. So this could be, after this year, we might actually even see a dip. And so that's a thing that I'm kind of weighing in my head right now is if we wait to sign him, usually what the case is that it's going to be a higher price tag. But in this particular year, do you think it could potentially be a lower price tag if we wait?
No, I think he's going to get his money. He knows his worth.
And plus, they already got paid. Kelsey and Kittle already got paid. Mm-hmm. It's a little too late to be considering that he might not get paid because it works the same. These guys get paid, and they'll get paid up at that level.
Yeah.
Evan said about the cap, it is going down next year. It's going down about $25 million. So we're actually looking at being around $84 million in the hole in cap space next year. Now, if you carry over the 24 mil we have right now, that leaves us still 60 mil in the hole. So I'd like to see them restructure him and a couple other people while releasing some veterans to try to figure that out next year.
Even though we all know the cap is relative. We saw what the Chiefs did when they had $171.
Hey man,
and they gave home the $500 mil deal. I mean, it's relative. It can be stretched around, and Howie's one of the best in the business at that. So we should trust that he can work around it.
I agree with what you just said, Evan. But do you think the NFL is going to completely change from this? Are we going to get more guaranteed contracts for almost the same money now? Instead of it dropping off with the contracts they have now, is it going to be more guaranteed contracts for the NFL? You think that's in the future? Because I do.
Well, I know there's a new TV deal that's in the works, so we could get a bump up in salary that way. It'll be interesting, though.
It's definitely going to be interesting, especially with all this guaranteeing
all sports
and these big contracts. It's starting to get really out
of
hand.
I think COVID will knock it down, but eventually it'll go back up. The TV money will, come back in. This is probably another year, maybe 2 at the most, setback as far as the cap is concerned.
So, I mean, at least we're all in terms of like we're all agreeing that Ertz should get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Except
he should get paid. I don't think he should be paid. I think Ertz should be paid, but honestly, I don't think he should be making more than Kelsey or Kittle.
Oh no! Agree there. Agree there.
Hey, but at least our tight end scored touchdowns in the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah,
it's true.
Very true.
Well, we all know one guy that makes him priceless, and that is Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
and that's his guy. So moving right along, that's one of my topics. One thing I've been thinking about, Evan. What was one thing you've been thinking about over the last week or so?
Well, the timeline was kind of set ablaze earlier this week. There was some videos that came out, and people in typical Philadelphia, fashion, freaked out when they saw, the guy that we brought in. He's going to be the seal, the lockdown on the corner. But Deshaun Jackson gave him a run for his money in practice. So I got a couple videos I got here.
Who? Oh, I ain't got it.
So
ultimately,
I want to, first of all, I want to totally, pump the brakes here. Pump the brakes. I'm not at all saying that Darius Slay is not what we expect him to be. He is, fresh out. These are his first reps he's running. But more of what I'm trying to get at in this conversation is what can we expect out of Deshaun Jackson? Because I think this is a receiver that we're kind of not expecting to be a wide receiver one. We don't really know what to think at this point. But
that's where I focused my most attention to was the fact that Deshaun Jackson broke away and did that to that man. I mean, it's like it's hard to either accept it or like argue with it. But I mean, 8 months now, chill out. I get you, you know what I'm saying? But
shout out to Michael, who's right.
It felt so good to see Deshaun Jackson's feet moving around the way he's moving and see him blow.
And I think every year with Deshaun Jackson, ever since he's hit like 30 years old, people have like always brought up the conversation of, oh, well, if Deshaun Jackson loses a step, then he's not going to be as effective. It looks like Deshaun Jackson isn't anywhere near close to losing a step. This dude has got speed on speed, and that is perfect for what we're going for in this offense. So I'm really like, if I saw that and I was just like, man, if Deshaun Jackson can stay healthy, he can be lethal with Wentz.
It's funny. I posted that video, and there's about like 28,000 views on that video. I forgot. Chad Johnson is the one that brought it to everyone's attention. But it was funny, just the reaction. All I did was put Deshaun Jackson versus Darius Slay eye emoji, just being like, hey, we got football. We got we have like one-on-ones. That's like my most favorite thing to watch is just the fluid motions, how they're moving. And to me, like I didn't immediately be like, oh, Darius Slay. It was more like I'm glad to see Deshaun Jackson showing his ability. Like his he looks like a burner. He's our vertical threat of all time here. So I mean, just watching him be back healthy is what I really took from it. I didn't take anything of like, oh, Darius Slay's in trouble. But people are, there's people out there that are crazy and they're like, get rid of him or like. Yeah, no.
Darius Slay, in his defense, he hasn't been around. It's his first rep in 8 months. But like Darius Slay being a part of that video is totally a factor of it, because if Deshaun Jackson is breaking the ankles of a practice squad guy, we're not giving it that much hype right now. We're like, oh, he burnt a practice squatter. But if he burnt Darius Slay, we're like, oh, he's got some juice left in the tank. So that's the difference.
What have I been saying?
What's up,
What have I
Jonas?
been saying over and over again? Darius Slay loves himself some Darius Slay. Therefore, by him loving himself, Darius Slay, so much, those other wide receivers are going to take their cracks at him as much as they can in practice. And you know what? Deshaun Jackson, he's probably been tired of hearing Darius Slay love himself and Darius Slay. No, mate.
You got to boo in the chamber, bro.
Yo, Darius Slay, I always say that. He loves himself some Darius Slay, and other people might rub off on him the way he acts that way all the time. But you know what?
This was
confidence.
This was Trox last week. Boo and Darius Slay.
Very well, man. I love me some Darius Slay.
I mean, we just like that CB1 swag. We've not had that in a while. I mean, Jalen Mills gave you some swag. That's not CB1 swag. CB1 swag is on another level. Obviously, I think in practice is where a player gets better and, tries to, figure out things he wants to use and techniques. But if you're a player, imagine like you played sports before. If you're in practice, is where you get better. So like if your practices are now exposed to the world and like millions of Eagle fans who are crazy as shit, now I got to see like every little mistake. It was just funny to see Darius Slay, the first of the comments, like it's been eight months, bro. Give me a minute. But his whole family's probably like, yo, that's how Eagle fans are, bro. They're just all up on your shit.
Yeah, he had to be quick to go ahead and defend himself.
Yeah.
We mentioned it at the top of the show. Each one of us mentioned how hungry and thirsty we are for football, and so we got a little taste of it just by like a bird's eye view camera of practice. And so that's the only thing we got to eat right now. We're gonna go crazy over it.
Yeah,
and I see in the comments, Kevin says, "Did you see Quez and Rasul?" A little bit of that a lot of people also saw that in the videos. The one thing that stood out to me was Quez's speed, and I didn't even have to look at who the player was. I was like, "That's Russell getting burned like that." Were you guys? I mean, there's 4.3 speed and there's 4.6 speed. And that's a big. It shows up.
Huge difference.
So you're saying that's a typical Rasul, right?
Oh yeah.
I just think his long speed is like.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
he got the long arms. He has the probably longest arms out of the CP group.
I mean, he had a lot of video he was showing a couple weeks ago about him getting that personal training and all that stuff. But he still sucks.
Wow.
From the top rope.
Not much has changed.
Put some respect on man's name. Moving right along, Trox. Trox. What stood out to you this week? Or something that's been on your mind that you wanted to share?
I mean, besides the whole fact that I'm hungry for football, like everybody else in here right now, it's just you want to know what's going on. You really want to know what's going on, but you don't, because we don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're not letting any reporters in the stadium, are they? Was that like a top secret video that somebody released of the footage of practice?
I don't know.
Letting them in the
maybe a security guy let that camera loose. I don't know.
Maybe Bill Belichick's up there. But
I'm trying to figure out my way, man, because I have a good connection with the security guards down there these days, with NovaCare and at the stadium. By the way, shout out to my man Rob, head of security down at the link. I just played golf with him last week. He's a member of my club, and you know what? I'm working on it.
Did you let him win?
I'm getting angled.
There you go.
Did you let him win?
It sounds like a flex right now.
I'm not gonna comment who won or lost that one, but it was a nice round of getting to know the guy. But I'm glad to be back talking with you guys again. I'm glad we got the full crew in the house talking football right now. And I want to know, is your confidence level average or above average on both sides of the ball? And when I say that, because our offense looks dynamic, so I'm going to say it looks above average, even though we can't see it on paper. But I'm very worried about our defense because there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of pieces that have not connected together yet, and I'm talking about our defensive backs. I want to see.
You're most worried about the defensive backs?
I am. Really? I want to see videos of Mills at safety. I want to see his footwork back there. I'm not seeing anything like that. I want to know how they're working out back there, and I'm curious to see because we technically should be going on to our second preseason game now, correct? We would have had one already.
We'd be going on it. Yeah.
We'd be at the Colts, right?
Yeah. And what's up, my brother? I hope he.
Say it to his face. Say it to his face.
I am saying it to his face. What's up, brother? Okay. But that's my concern. And that's what's been on my mind all this week. what else has been on my mind this week is we had the rookies do their talent show this week. And we had our very own backup quarterback. What did he sing? He sang a Marvin Gaye song, I believe. There we go.
Wait a minute, something going wrong. Someone's on the phone. 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 calls, y'all receive. Talking about how she can make it right. Yeah. Happiness when you really feel good about somebody. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong. Being in love with someone, yeah.
Thank God he discovered
sports,
man. Thank God he discovered sports, because it wasn't going to work out in the music industry.
Yes, I mean, I agree. I agree. That was sweet.
Elena from the top ropes. Oh, child.
Captain Marco, you know what I mean? That was definitely a nice throwback, Jared. That's the only credit.
Yeah, that's the one thing that saved the video.
The jacket,
the swag,
jacket, the hat. Yes, the swag. I agree with you.
The
swag is
nice.
Yeah.
Other than that, get off the goddamn stage.
Get off. we got more swag for you. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Slow down. If you need me, call me. No matter what you are, no matter how. You got a spirit, do a spirit.
They threw things at my man.
Let's just pray they can play football. That's all I can say.
Is it just me, or did I actually thought the singer was slightly better than Jalen's?
Oh, it was definitely better than Jalen.
It was definitely better than
sing
Jalen.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
I mean, it was like I don't know, like in college I had to like step in front of your whole team and do like a talent show. That shit is pretty nerve-wracking, especially if you're a young rookie player like that. So I kudos to those guys, just step in front of those dudes and do that. I mean, they are getting paid to do that, so that on that end. But
I hope they play better than they
said that,
say.
Gail. What did you sing? Gail?
I don't know. I did like what was it? I acted like one of my coaches. So I impersonated one of my coaches.
Okay.
Try to make them laugh. Try to make them laugh. I don't know if it worked, but it's hard for those players. Some players are actually nervous to speak in front of their team.
Just out of curiosity, because I have not been in a situation like that. Like, how long are you expected to stay on stage? Like one song, or is it a whole thing?
I'm assuming you're expected to entertain. If you don't entertain, then that's when you get booed. So Davion Taylor got things thrown at him, and that's why.
Okay.
We'll go around the horn. Go around the horn. Since Gail just said he did something for school, Evan, what would you do if we put you on the spot?
What?
what would you say if we put you on the spot?
Some Colt 45 by Afro Man.
All right.
That one I can get all the way through.
Here we go. Go around the horn.
It's a nice upbeat. It's my speed, let's say.
Yeah.
I do some Lamb of God. Lamb of God.
Wow.
Just to surprise some people because they don't know that I used to do metal. So
I thought that was a church song.
The team would be shook.
Oh, it is not a church. No.
I thought it was a church song, man. When he said it, I was like, huh?
I come out singing the hymns of the Lord.
Prime, what are you running? What are you singing?
I don't know, man, to be honest with you. I mean, the only time that I've ever done a karaoke is I've done 2 karaokes ever in my life. And both of them, I went with Vanilla Ice, Baby. So,
classic.
I don't know why I'm not surprised.
My man Flag. What about you, brother?
I've done a few karaoke's in my life. Most of the time, I'm heavily inebriated, thank God, so I don't remember any of it after. But I usually end up going with like a Sweet Caroline or a Wagon Wheel mix. You know, it's something that people know, and it's really hard to mess that up.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
I did an 8th grade talent show, and I did DJ Cool. Let me clear my throat.
Nice.
We're not going to touch on that subject. We're not going to touch on that subject.
Yeah.
Now,
let me clear my throat.
Dude, I tore the house down, man. Everybody was in their feet clapping. I tore it down.
I can see Crocs being good at that kind of thing.
You see that? Yeah.
I can see that.
Now, Jimmy, moving right along the topic of conversation, what's been a topic that's been on your mind recently?
I'm glad you picked me next because what Trox had said, about the defensive back room, that's one of the concerns, and rightfully so, because we have been, come on, we all grew up watching, whether it be Lito and Sheldon, Bobby, and Troy, it goes on and on. Mark and Eric for me. Come on, so now we're dying here. Who's going to be cornerback 2? We all know, like Evan said, people are losing their minds. So how about we talk about Mr. Will Parks? This guy's coming in here. I think people are sleeping on this gentleman. I understand that he didn't really have much playing time, 15 starts. He had 7 starts last year, but he predominantly played special teams, and he was used in situational roles. A lot of sub packages. Now, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot, right, is the fact that Jim Schwartz wants to use these sub packages. So I'm more than excited to get to see this kid actually be lined up, in that dime linebacker that we talked about. He can actually play nickel corner. He's not a guy that I would actually leave single high out there, but he's a box safety, a guy that can tackle. Someone that's going to come in, and we talk about, Jatavis Brown retiring, losing over 1,000 snaps in Nigel Bradham and Camus Gouget-Hill on defense. You replace that, maybe not necessarily with one of these linebackers that we're all scared about. You talk about a guy like Will Parks, who I feel can come in, play that role in the nickel or dime situations that we're going to be playing a lot of.
Interesting, man. This guy.
I love that point, brother. I love it.
He seems versatile as hell. And that's what, I feel like this is one of these guys that, is really flying under the radar this offseason. Like you said, he's a guy that we really don't understand exactly what we're getting. But as far as his versatility, and he fills a lot of the holes on this team that we need, he could end up being one of the most, crucial parts of this defense in this year.
Yeah, I think
he looks like a gritty guy, man.
I think it's interesting just to have a hybrid type. You think about what's in front of these guys. If you have a Fletcher Cox, if you have a Hargrave, you got some muscle up there in front. You can have players out there who can run to the football, get in there and make tackles and make some tackles in the pass game. That's something you need. You might not
some big plays on the special teams.
Yeah, I mean, we have a local. Having a local is nice.
He won that game, man.
Yeah.
When you say hybrid, I just immediately think.
I believe Emily, she's a teacher. And did Will Parks come to your school? Correct me.
I remember that. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's great to have a local guy back in the mix. I don't know if it's a thing. Is it a thing? When a guy's playing for his own home city, is that another level to his game? I know I would be jacked up every single game knowing that I'm playing for my city.
Yeah, I mean,
we spent a good half of the show talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, look at a guy like
my city.
Corey Clement, who, he lived the entire dream, man. He grew up in South Jersey, was an Eagles fan. Everyone remembers that photo he had when he was in front of, the Eagles banner. He's like, one day. And then years later, there he is. And he's a part of one of the most memorable plays in Eagles history as well. So, I think that it's a shame because I feel like that's almost a bad example now as far as Corey Clement, because I really don't know what the future of him and this team is at this point. But as far as what he meant to us in a Super Bowl winning year, if Will Parks wants to, come in and just play out of his mind for us, that would really help.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Now, Prime, I know you had a topic of conversation. Yeah, he had a real spicy one for the chat, but
juicy, man.
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, bro, you gotta come with another topic, my guy.
Yeah, man, I can't remember the last time I got scolded like that. Yeah, so I mean, I've been reading into Brandon Brooks. Maybe making a comeback towards the end of the regular season. Could be a potential. With us making the playoffs, being put back into the starting lineup. I mean, the guy's staying in shape. Yeah, he's staying in shape, and I mean, he's cut. I wish I was as cut as him right now. But,
yeah, that is not what he looks like currently.
Yeah,
he's been doing everything and anything you could think of to get back into playing some football, man. And Lane Johnson having a great relationship with him has been the one kind of like spilling the juice on the whole situation.
Nice spilling the juice. I see what you did there.
My man.
Wow. Yeah, and he looks jacked.
That's natural.
Purely natural.
What is with our offensive linemen?
Whoa, we can't talk about that. Whoa.
Abs?
No.
Let's not raise any suspicions.
Yeah.
We don't want any P tests coming in.
Nothing coming in.
Yeah. He's already getting twice a week, probably. Anyway.
Nothing to see here.
I'm kind of on the fence, I know he's come back from 2 Achilles injuries already. Well, I mean, he's working on the second one. Do I want him to come back early? Maybe if I'm speaking into existence, when we were in the Super Bowl run, okay, you come on back. But if there's a situation where they know they're not making a run, I don't want to speak that into existence either. But hypothetically, you're worried about his longevity as a player. Like coming back a little bit early from Achilles is not, unless he's a freak of nature.
He seems to be.
Showed that.
Can't get over the way that he came back from the injury 2 years ago.
Exactly.
And for him, what really blew my mind was when he tore the Achilles, and then it was 5 days later, he puts out a video of him with the boot on, and he's rolling in jiu-jitsu. I was like, dude, this guy's a freak. And then I see the video a couple days ago or yesterday, and he's standing on one leg, on the bad leg, and I'm like, he's doing all these exercises with the boot on. My God, man, he's built different. He's the bionic man. Thank you, Plume of Smoke. He is the bionic man. He heals differently than everybody else.
Exactly. It just goes to show that everybody heals differently than others.
Yeah. He's got different genes than us.
Going back to T.O. in that first Super Bowl run, look, the man healed in 3-4 days, went back in there and played. Everybody heals different.
Yo, Gail, my man Bingo was name was taking a shot at the bodyguard here. You see that? Low blow. Low blow.
I was going to say, it depends on.
One false start and one hold. One false start and one hold. You have to be.
I'll take one. That's fine.
One of each. You have to assume one of each is going to happen.
I mean, but there's an interesting thing about bringing back the bodyguard. People might say, "Oh, he's too old. He might be. How is he gonna work into this roster and playing time, a new position?" But look at the situation the Eagles are in, back against the wall with COVID. You have a veteran. You have a veteran who's familiar with your offense, familiar with the players to the left and the right of him. This is where we are. We're not gearing up to see what players we have in camp. We're gearing up for week 1. We're going straight from last season to new season. There's no training camp. There's training camp, but there's no preseason. It's straight into week 1. And now you have guys like a Jason Peters
3 weeks
in the mix. 3 weeks away. That's kind of crazy.
What's your guys' level of concern about that?
My level of concern I know our history with injuries. That's a thing that I'm factoring.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking injuries.
We don't have any time at all. The soft tissue injuries out of the chute across the NFL. It's going to be, who knows? Maybe behind closed doors, they're conditioning these guys correctly. But I have my reservations about that, to be honest with you. This is a weird year. Everybody admits this is a weird year. You can't do all the things you would do in a normal offseason. And, contact with people is limited. I think guys aren't going to be conditioned properly, and there's going to be a lot of soft tissue injuries right out the chute across the NFL, not just our team, but just across the league.
True. Don't even get me started on the medical staff. I know we got new guys in there, but don't even get.
I don't even want to hear. I don't even want to.
Until we see how good they are, I got no comment.
And you know what the thing is too is if we end up having a complete,
there it is.
If we end up having, God forbid, another horrible year with injuries, they have a scapegoat.
Well, exactly. You talk about the preseason not being here, people are excited, and it's like, oh, we won't have any injuries. It's like, yeah, but you aren't going to have guys knocking off that rust, and you're going to see a lot of those little injuries happening too soon. It scares me, man.
Yeah, I think the NFL as a collective whole is going to be pretty hard to watch for the first 3-4 weeks. Then once we get into October, things should go back to normal.
And that's when I'll be placing my bets.
Yeah, assuming that Prime's prediction doesn't come true and we lose football after 24 days.
It's gonna be hard to bet the first few weeks because everybody's gonna be shaking off that rust.
Don't worry, I'll do it anyways.
If there's money to lose, Sam is there.
Now, speaking of Sam had one of our last topics that we wanted to talk about. Now, who was on your mind in terms of
my man Kayvon Wallace, a man in the mold of our hero himself, Brian Dawkins.
Whoa!
Long departed, but
whoa!
His potential successor.
He just got the beat off.
Wow!
He has arrived. This man is an admittedly less athletic, shorter version, but he makes plays. He's a tough player. He's a 3-year starter for Clemson. He was a main piece on their national championship teams both years. The guy is just a fighter. He's a competitor. At his most pure self, he is a competitor who will get the job done. He's a hard-hitting safety in the mold of Malcolm Jenkins. And we all know how treasured Malcolm Jenkins was to this franchise. And then when we had to let him leave this year, it really hurt. But I really think this guy, while he won't immediately step in, right off the bat and start, he'll play. They'll have some packages for him, and it'll be slow to start. But I think towards the end of the season, we're going to see him really start to come out. And by next season, he should be that future of our defensive back room. And
let me ask you this, Sam. Do you think Kayvon was drafted early, late, or like right where he should have been drafted?
I tend to go between right where he should have been drafted and a little late. I think that if he was a little bit bigger and he was a little bit more athletic, he ran a 4.5 at the combine, which isn't bad, but those more athletic elite safeties like Isaiah Simmons or Derwin James, they were running in the low 4.4s, high 4.3s. I think if he was running up there, this guy would have been a second rounder easily. His toughness alone, and the Eagles have always been big on drafting production. You saw it when we took Derek Barnett in the first round a couple years ago. They value production. Now, I think their scheme has changed a little bit, but I think that in a COVID world where we don't always know whether people will pan out or not, I think choosing someone who has all that production and is versatile and he's proven, I think that'll work out better for us because I think it'll give us some room to maneuver. I think we can put him out there and confidently say that he can take on what he needs to do.
I agree with Dub, man. I'm excited to see Wallace. I think Wallace is going to be a key factor. The minute he gets some playing time in there.
Yeah, I think that's a collective thought, Prime. I think a lot of Eagle fans across the nation have been pretty excited about Wallace. Wallace was also a roommate of B-Doc's son, so it's like, he's been in the mix. His family is very close to Dawkins' family as well.
Clemson safeties, man. Clemson safeties.
Yeah, the chat is spicy. I heard they said born Eagles fan, put a helmet on. Trying to get.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Give me a helmet.
Maybe they want your
what's your 40, bro?
Oh, you want me? I don't know. Hey, listen. I'll tell you what. Next time when you come to see me play, I'll let you go ahead and time me. All right.
All right.
That way we can give the people an answer. I would challenge you to a race.
The Drake gift.
I would challenge you to a race.
You want to race a man with a broken knee, bro?
Oh, here we go. I got bad knees too. What you trying to say?
I'll break out the footage. One of these days, I'll break out the highlight footage.
Oh man, we don't go with the highlight footage.
Yeah, we don't want that footage of the 40 you ran, right?
Wow.
No, but I really feel like I don't know. Eagle fans are really accepting him and embracing him like no other. Like you think about how Eagle fans are about our second round pick, and then everyone's so excited about Kayvon. You know what I mean? Eagle, everyone's. I've embraced Jalen. Have you guys all embraced Jalen?
I've embraced Jalen. I was on board with it. There was the initial hour after we drafted him where I was just confused as hell. And the more time that we spent with it and I mulled over the decision, he's grown on me. I don't have any problem with the Jalen Hurts draft pick. I understand if they would have went in a different direction, I wouldn't have been upset with it. But ultimately, I'm not upset with them going with Jalen in the second round. It's a smart move.
Over and done with.
I'm in the party of I am not getting excited on rookie draft picks ever again until they do something on the field. That's where I am. So I secretly am excited.
Who was the straw that broke the camel's back for you, Trax? Was it Nelly?
A long time ago.
Oh my God, there's got to be plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
I was a little giddy because I met him the day after it too. But no, it's just in general. I'm so sick and tired of getting all amped up on rookie picks and blah. Nothing exciting because we all get this magical, dreams in our head on what they're going to do right out the chute, and then no, doesn't happen. One they can't catch, one they can't stay healthy, one they're just an idiot and can't stay out of trouble. Yes. So I hope he does. I hope he comes down balls. So secretly inside I am, but I'm not going to show it.
So hold on.
Trox is a hard sell, dude. Look at him.
Yo, fair enough, right?
Intense. Intense. That's the face of a veteran Eagles fan who's been through it all, right?
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Let me throw a question out to you guys right here. It's a hypothetical situation. So I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys actually have all seen the story by now in Seattle, where there was a rookie that was cut because he tried sneaking a girl into his hotel room.
Yeah, he dressed her up in football clothes.
First of all,
gotta love the dedication.
Man couldn't go 48 hours.
Dedication, man.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this were to happen on the Eagles, who would you not be surprised that's who was doing that?
Fletcher?
That might be the answer.
Nah, Fletcher's on lockdown.
You can't cut Fletch.
He's on lockdown. He took a shotgun to the face for that chick he's got now, man.
So you voted Evan voted Fletcher on that situation. Fletcher would be the guy that would do that.
I would vote Fletch.
Trox, who you got?
I'm gonna go White Snake. I'm gonna White Snake.
White Snake.
What kind of player vibes do you get from White Snake?
He likes those he's like
story of because he's the
Jerry Stan podcast.
Yo, he's the one that needs it the most.
He's like, you want to come and see my White Snake?
5 years.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
Hey, Prime, who you got, Prime?
I'm gonna go with the White Snake.
Oh, you another one for White Snake.
We got 2 votes White Snake. We got one guy who bangs everybody's wife. We're going White Snake.
Jimmy, who you got?
Oh, I went with Fletch. That's who I'm gonna have to stick with. I think that's the guy. You son of a.
Hey Sam, who you got? Right now, it's 2 for Fletch. It's 2 for White Snake.
I'm gonna break the tie. I will say Fletcher Cox, but a runner-up would have been Deshaun Jackson for me.
Okay.
You know who I'm going with? I'm going with
Carson Wentz. I knew it.
Married. You can't pick him.
Carson can do no wrong. He's like the guy that has the whole wing to himself. He wants an audience of one, and that would be his wife. And then, it's gonna be.
How big would the story be though if
There you go. That's what I was thinking after I said one steak.
Crusher Peterson.
Oh,
Z goes
that's good.
D
Crusher
packs.
Wednesday.
See.
Got another one for D.
What up, Zeke?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think
That was just a crazy story there that caught me off guard. I couldn't believe there was a guy on a rookie contract that was risking it all. Just
Right. Damn.
yeah, but that just speaks to his character for every other team that wants to sign. It's like, oh, this is how seriously you take it.
Yeah.
He's going to struggle to ever find a job in the NFL again. You just blew your shot, man.
Undrafted rookie. You got to do
a shot
if you're
Yeah.
undrafted.
Yeah, but what if it's that good though?
I
mean,
he better marry this chick, bro. I tell you
No
what, he better marry this chick.
No piece is that
Can't
good.
be that good. She would understand that him making
Hell
it would
yeah,
make
she
things
would
much
be.
better.
I agree with Jimmy. She would be a team player. She'd stay the hell
Exactly.
out of the damn room.
You just walk her into the front
She
office
was-
and you're like,
Wait, she was a team player. She put on the football.
That's a
gear.
very great point, Sam.
He told her to put on the football gear. She put on the football gear. She tried to be a team player.
I was telling her the playbook.
I'm here for my 9 o'clock
Yes.
gangbang.
I mean, what is
Okay,
that
hold me
conversation?
back
Old
there.
school, man.
What is that conversation like when he goes home and he's like, "Babe, I got fired from the
It meant
Seahawks."
nothing.
Oh my
gotta
God,
go.
what happened? You just
That
didn't play well?
ass.
got-
That
Well,
ass
Did you
got
just
me
drop the
fired.
bag? Did you just drop the bag?
That ass got me
That's
fired.
crazy, man.
Hey, but when people are like being quarantined or kept away from the goods, people go crazy.
They do. They're getting lonely out there, man.
So now, in all actuality, I don't want to hold up the Eagle fans out there or the Eagles 4-for-4 guys who are, like they watch it all. Like, I know I don't want to keep you all from your flyers and stuff.
You get greedy on, right, Gil?
Yeah,
Are we-
hold on, I got that.
Are we going to we got a prediction for the Flyers here? Oh,
4-3.
Hey,
4-3 Flyers win.
Jimmy got it 4.
Jimmy, is that the series or is that the game tonight?
The game tonight. I think we
Okay.
win this series in 6 games.
6 games.
What was your you said 4-3?
Yeah.
I'm going more low scoring. I'm going to go with a nice 3-1 game. Carter Hart with
what I got.
the
Yeah.
victory.
hope
Carter
so.
Hart, is a stud between the pipes, I believe you people say.
I hope you're right.
You people.
it's another blowout or it's an overtime win? I'll take an overtime win.
Yeah, what's
Wait
a
a
heart
minute,
attack from the Flyers? I get enough from the Eagles.
Yeah, man. That's why we watch it.
Yep. Hell yeah.
I have no prediction on this one because I
You
don't.
don't do that hockey. Huh?
You don't do that hockey.
You don't
I
do
mean,
that
if it's on,
Yeah.
it should be on, right? On across the.
It's playoffs.
On
Yeah, it's
TV?
playoffs. It's
Okay.
playoffs.
Yeah,
All
it's
right, man. I'm gonna watch tonight, guys, and I'm
Good.
gonna give you my breakdown.
Yeah, I want to hear your analysis actually.
Puck went in the net.
No, I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on for the culture, and I'm gonna brace. Any last words for the group before we leave, Evan?
I just want to thank you guys all for coming on and tuning in. Jimmy, Sam, Prime, Trox, all you guys. I want to thank you guys for being here, and thank you for everybody that tuned in and was listening and commenting and everything. Please look for more of these. We're try and do it every Sunday.
Trox, how you doing? Man? Last words of wisdom before we're out.
We're getting closer and closer to football. Let's all keep our fingers crossed, and everything happens good. And keep your eye out, people in the Northeast. You never know; you might see me and Prime pop up out of nowhere.
Out of the bushes.
That sounds
Yeah,
sketchy.
they like the bushes.
That sounds sketchy. Sam, any last words?
3 weeks. That's all, guys. That's all we have to get through. We've waited a long time for this. This could be one of the weirdest football seasons that we ever have. So
Could be.
yeah,
Definitely
it
weird.
could be
Yeah.
very, very interesting. And
Oh, it is already. Yeah.
an asterisk to whoever wins this year, unless it's an Eagles win. Then no asterisk.
It's not like it's a Patriots asterisk.
Exactly.
Jimmy, what about you, man?
I just want to say thanks a lot, first off, for all of you guys having me. Great stuff from everybody. I really appreciate it. And everybody in the chat, thanks for tuning in, guys. And yeah, let's all just try to sit tight. A few weeks away, and we got some football. So I'm just as excited as you guys.
Keep your
So
fingers
hell
crossed.
yeah. Let's go Birds!
And Prime.
Just another day closer to football. Again, appreciate you guys all tuning in. Looking forward to next weekend. we'll be even closer.
Looking
All right,
forward
so-
to what the man cave looks like.
Yeah,
next
yeah,
weekend
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
But all
No
I can
addition
ask for
to that.
is if you guys really want football, stay safe, play
Wear a
it safe. You know what I mean? Wear a mask, do all that stuff, so that way we can make this thing happen. But other than that, you know what I mean? I hope everybody has a good week.
Yeah, I just want to again echo what Evan said. Thanks for everyone for stopping by. You know, I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things with this whole pandemic. You know, take care of your families, take care of your friends. Make sure you check in on your peoples, because at the end of the day, you don't know what other people are going through unless you ask them sometimes. So just check up on your peoples. But hey, we got Birds football coming right down the pike, 3 weeks away. We are still excited. Let's go Birds. And at the end of the day, we'll see you guys soon. Fly, Eagles, fly.
The Birds.